Right.
I'm gonna check my Facebook here. PitchGrounders, are we live? Tell us in the comment section down below. And we've been looking at all the comments. So, yes, we are live. So, guys, welcome to another webinar with PitchGround. And this is not just going to be another webinar because we are live with the founder of VoxPow. He is Simeon. So, Simeon, how's everything going at your end?
Hello, PitchGrounders. Nice to meet you. Everything is good. Prepared for the webinar. I really will do my best to share a lot of knowledge and to show you some important and interesting things. Everything is good.
Awesome. So guys, in today's webinar, we have a lot of value planned just for you. That's right. That's a lot of value on the topic of user experience. Now, user experience, why it is important. Like if you own a website, if you then you need to take care of user experience because user experience is important and Google values user experience as well. That means if you improve the user experience, people are going to love your website, people are going to love your service, people are going to buy your products, and you'll see much more conversions on your website as well. And that's exactly why we are here today to discuss about user experience, improving user experience on your website. And we have prepared an immense slide deck. It's going to be amazing. So are you excited, guys? Leave a comment down below. Where are you tuning in from? I want to see all the comments down below. Keep pressing all the hearts because we love the heart button. Yes. Let me have a look at all the comments right now. We have people joining in, and we have people joining in. We have people leaving hearts for us. Hi. That's awesome. Guys, where are you watching this from? Leave a comment down below. And right now we're going to share the watch party in the PitchGround group so that you can watch it along with the PitchGround community. And in a group, we're going to start the watch party on PitchGround. We have 2 users signing in. We have 3 users. That's right. Everyone's coming. And let's begin. Improving the user experience. Until then, Simeon, why don't you tell us about, VoxPow and your team? Like how many members are there in your team? Where did VoxPow start, etc.? I'm sure people are excited to know about all of this information.
Yeah. So first of all, for the people who don't know exactly, VoxPow is a tool which allows you to add speech recognition very easy to your website. In just few lines of code, you can turn your website into a mini speech recognition station, so you can listen basically what your customer is saying. So I'm the founder of VoxPow. I'm the only and one founder currently. And yeah, the system is new. It is 6 months ago as I release the first stable version. After that, I spent a lot of time to developing with my team. My team is very small currently. We are very effective, and we are just three people, and they help me with digital marketing, with front end things, because I'm usually more for the backend part. I'm backend developer. And yeah, today's webinar will be interesting because VoxPow can help your customers and your website visitors to navigate and to use your website in brand new way. So it is not the standard way they used to be. So I hope it will be very interesting for you to take a look how currently the user is using the website and how that behavior could be improved in future. So that's why I decided to make a VoxPow. You will go through a little demo in this webinar. So I really hope you will like it.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, we have been joined by Klaso Yusuf, Abu Takir J, Rohit Gatlak, Kshitij, Samir. Welcome to the webinar. Guys, where you guys are from, leave a comment down below because here it is 7 p.m. here in India. What time is it over there, Simeon?
It is 5 p.m., but there is a big chance to have a thunderstorm outside. So let's hope everything will be good with the weather. So yeah, it
That's
is.
awesome. So we have been a lot of people are joining in from different countries. We have Sarang Surendra Birad, Abu Takir, Klaso, Yusuf, Rohit, etc. joining in. Well, guys, welcome to this webinar because I'm glad that you're here in this webinar because you're going to learn a lot of stuff about improving your user experience. So we also have Nikhil Pujari, we have Lucas joining in on this webinar. Welcome to this webinar, guys. We are going to discuss a lot of stuff about improving user experience on your website. And after this webinar, we have a short demo planned as well about for VoxPow and how you can install VoxPow on your website. And you will get to know VoxPow directly from the founder himself. And we are giving you a freebie. That's right. We have a freebie plan for you, which you can use to improve your user experience. It's like a one pager. If you stick till the end of this webinar, you will get that. I promise you, you will get that freebie for free. So, Simeon, like, how's the situation at your end, the COVID, etc.? You stay in Bulgaria, right?
Yeah, I'm in Bulgaria. Currently, I live in Bulgaria and I'm from Bulgaria. Currently, the situation here is normal, let's say. So we have some cases every day, but though we are not locked down, so everything is free to go outside to do whatever they want. So everything is normal currently, and let's hope it will be stable in long period of time. But for now, everything is good, and yeah, that's fine
That's
for
good
now.
to hear. That's
Yeah.
good to hear. I'm from India. Simeon's from Bulgaria. Where are you from? Tell us in the comment section below and let's chat. Guys, come on. Let's make it an interactive webinar because we're all here to learn about improving the user experience for our users, right? So, yes, leave a comment down below. Which country are you from? And we're going to continue this webinar and show you the presentation that we have prepared today. So Simeon, like, when did you actually, you know, start, uh, like, think of starting VoxPow? In which year, if we'll ask you?
Yeah, so the idea of VoxPow become maybe 2 years ago, like just an idea. And after that, I started to think how to make it this work because it is very, very new topic at all. And it was not many tools which can add speech recognition to your website. It is currently also the state. So currently there is no many tools to do so. But back then it was almost nothing. And yeah, I spent a lot of time to think how it could become a startup or a tool, and that was a long process. And in the end of last year, so December, I released the first version, which was stable after a lot of testing. And there was not beta period, it was just the version which is working, because I spent a lot of time to test it by myself on different websites, because in the past I make websites, and I have a lot of websites which I manage currently. So I tested a lot and I released the initial version, and it was not a long time. The first paying customers come into the tool, and they give me some feedback, and with my team we implemented the recommendation they have. So we have just 6 or 7 months with improving the product currently, but the customers we have already are happy, and they use it currently on their website. And yeah, I think everything is good with them.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
we have people joining in from Greece. We have people joining in from India. Guys, thank you for tuning in during this COVID times on a Tuesday and hashtag launch Tuesday, guys, because we launch products every Tuesday. So this product is going to be amazing. We're going to talk about the product later on, but before that, we are here to give you some value that you can take away and implement on your website. Simeon, are you ready with the presentation? I think it's enough of the talking. Are you ready with the presentation?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's hope I'm ready.
Then let's do this.
Okay, starting. Just share my screen. And
Absolutely.
yeah, for sure you have a checklist. So something like a free item you have. So we'll share the link later on.
Yes,
And do you see the screen?
absolutely. We can see the screen. I'm going to do a vanish right now. And
Okay.
over to you, Simeon. The stage is yours. Let's
Okay.
do this.
Okay. So, the topic for today is improving user experience. It is a very interesting topic because uh, everything is focused to get visitors to their website. But there is a very interesting thing that the traffic is not everything in the current world. So we were talking about what is user experience basically, and it is UX, like for short, and why this is so important topic. I can say you it's important topic because your customers value it, and also the search engines value this, uh, because when your customers are happy, the search engine bots also know that, and they can give you a boost in rankings and improve your rankings and so on. After we said what is user experience, we can go further for the best practices with a lot of examples I prepared from different real websites where you can find what is a good user experience and what is not so good user experience. And we can say a few words how this could impact basically the rankings and the Google positions and so on. And finally, it will become the part of the new era of the user experience. I'll say a few words how it is good to improve your website, because improving your website constantly is the good options, because you see on one good graphic, a lot of websites is improving their user experience in the gaps of very long periods. So that is not the good thing, and you should always look for some new tools which you can improve your conversions and satisfy your customers in better way. And for sure the checklist, because it is a webinar, you'll see a lot of interesting, I hope, slides, but after the webinar everything will go away and you'll probably forget a lot of those things, and that's why the checklist come in. So you have this for free for sure, and you have it for a long time, and if you come back in 1 or 2 months, you can quickly find what is the crucial things in order to improve your user experience on your website and so on. So that is the little agenda. After all of those, we will have a little time for demo. Please tell me if I goes with too much details, and yeah, continue with.
Absolutely. I have all the comments coming in. So yes, we have got your back. No need to worry.
Okay.
Awesome.
So the maybe the one of the things we need to mention is, who am I? I'm Simeon. I live in Bulgaria. I'm the leading developer of the platform. So I basically make everything in the current state. So I develop it. I have a lot of programming experience, finishing PhD in software engineering, and currently work on very interesting innovative projects in speech recognition and some other topics. So yeah, I have a lot of experience mainly in programming, but I also work in search engine optimization and a lot of different fields. So I think I can share a good things with you. And yeah, let's start on the main topic. What basically is user experience? So it is basically the processes when you create a specific product, how your customers will, how you provide to your customers the meaningful and the important experience and content. So that involve a lot of processes. Some of them are related to design, some of them are relating to the product by itself, and a big part of all of those processes are for branding. So you need to think for a lot of things, and that come to place to create a totally huge topic, which is user experience. So you need to think for design, for usability, for functionality, for branding, and all of those things combine into user experience. And basically, user experience is very important because, like I said in the beginning, when you have one website, most of the website owners focus on getting visitors to their website. But what is really important is your conversions, because, for example, if you have a e-commerce store, the most important for you will be, at the end of the day, not the amount of the traffic you have from the search engines, for example, but the amount of the purchases. So for you, the most important will be the amount of purchases and the money you get. So that is true for the different niches. So for example, if you have a different type of website, for example, a service, at the end of the day, you should know how many inquiries you have and how many your new potential customers you have. So the traffic is not everything, and that's where UX come into. So with same traffic, you can improve your conversions and, for example, gain more purchases and sales to your customers, and also get more signups and get more emails and whatever your key performance indicator is exactly. So that is very, very big topic. There is a lot of tools to improve this, but like I said here, the design, branding, usability, and functionality are the important topics you need to think about. Here come the conversion rate optimization methodology. So conversion rate optimization is something which is very related with the user experience, because like I said, the traffic is not everything, but you need to optimize your conversions. So basically with the same traffic, you can get more conversions, and that's conversion rate optimization in short. And here there is a little flow which every customer basically is following, and there is 3 pillars which are very crucial, and we have a little steps for each of those pillars. So first is attention. The first thing is to grab the user attention when it comes to your websites, and that could happen with good value propositions, with good call to action. So basically you need to ask your customer to perform a meaningful for you action. That is call to actions. You need to have a good visuals, so good banners and good design basically, and you need to have a good cues also. So that is the attention part. It is most significant on the homepage and for a different landing page. So for example, if you are starting a promotion, you have a landing page where your customers will come, and you need to spend time to think how you could improve your attention and grab your users' attention to its value proposition, call to actions, and good visuals. So it is very important at this stage. We are going further with engagement. Engagement is the next step, let's say, into the funnel to get the meaningful action. So engagement include site search, which is something very important. I'll talk with for the site search separately in the slides. For sure, there will be filters and sorting on your website if you have an e-commerce store or if you have more data to show. So it is crucial to have a filters or sorting if you have more things to show. Also, the site navigation things for getting urgency. So to say that it is a limited offer if you have such thing on your website. and the social proofs. Social proofs is something very important also, and that is into pillar for engagement. So that engagement is for listing and category page, and also for the product data page. So it is very important to keep in mind all of those, because improving each of those little steps could improve your conversions globally for the website. And we come to the third part, which is the action, which is depending to your website, because there is, as you know, a different type of website. The meaningful action could be the subscription, sending a contact form, adding to wish lists, filling up form, for example, or basically make a purchase. So it is the important action, and there is a steps also to improve the actions of the steps to those final actions. So you could improve also some of these little things in order to improve globally the conversion rate optimization. You'll see more of those little things in the checklist, where for every type of page I listed a little bit things you need to consider in order to improve your conversions. But that is how in global the customer flow goes. So you need to grab the attention, you need to engage them, and you need to make your customers to perform important action into your website. And when we are talking about actions in your website, you, in my opinion at least, you need first to know how your users interact for the first point with their phones. So for example, it is good to know how they operate with their phones in order to know how to make your website, how to make your menu positioning, and a lot of different things which comes to the design. Later on, I'll talk a little bit more why the mobile version or the responsive design are so important. And I'll say what's the difference basically between mobile version and responsive design, because a lot of people make a mistake and they think that mobile version is the same thing like responsive design. I'll talk about this a little bit later. So yeah, this is a good looking chart when you can see, depending on the action, that users prefer a different way of holding their phones. So for example, if they want to tap to a link, they can, in most of the time, they grab the phone with two hands and use only one finger. Even with some of the fingers, they tap on the link. So it is the first pillar we see on the graph. And if they want to perform some checkbox marking, they use a very similar approach. The interesting part here is the third pillar, when you can see, for example, that the dominating part is the red part. So they use, for typing into fields and forms, they use two fingers basically. So we could say that using two fingers is the most hardest operation we could ask to perform to our customers. And you see in the third pillar that the biggest part is for tapping with two fingers. And so we could say that filling the forms is very hard for the customers, which is true basically if we think about it. And using scrolls, it is almost all the time using one finger and holding the phone with two hands. So it is not big surprises here. Maybe for the short scroll, which you can see on the fourth pillar, they use also two fingers. So we could say that some of the actions in the scrolling are also hard for them. But seeing the picture globally, we could say that typing the form is the most hardest action for your customers. So you must take actions in order to understand that it is very hard for most of them, and it should give you the idea to improve all your forms, or to find a way with which your customers will use typing, which will be easier. So you can also check the sources I put here. So the things are not changed a lot. So Maybe with the bigger phones, we have a little nuances, but they're not so big at all. And something else, which is very important when you consider making your website and your design, especially for menu, you need to take in your mind that some of the zones of your websites are very hard to catch. So for example, if a user is using the left hand and holding their phones, the top right will be very hard to reach. Or for example, if they use the phone with the right hand, getting to the top left will be also hard to do. So putting elements of those in those edge cases will be challenging for most of the users to get. So if you think, you'll see that most of the menus are going in the top part of the website. So you should maybe test for going under and see how your users will adopt the new position of the menu. It is just a test because the users already used to find the menu on the top. There is a tools which you can, for example, perform A/B tests. They're very popular. I use Google Optimize to perform such tests. It is very good tool, and you can install it very easy to any website and perform A/B tests and see which position of the menu or some other visual element suits best your customers. But usually you should keep in mind that some of the points on the screen of the phone are very hard to reach. You could say that if they use the two hands, it will be easier for them. That's true, but you see that there is still zones, for example, those two, which are hard to reach. So you should keep in mind when you develop your design for your responsive version or mobile design. So the next important thing you need to understand, at least in my opinion, is what we want to find with the phones, especially. Because when we are searching with our phones, we are basically, we are most of the time not ready to buy immediately. We are just look for, like it said on the graphic, for early inspiration, or said with other words, we just need to investigate something, to take a look of something, to check something quickly. And we, in the second pillar, is to compare some products. And the third one is to seek for advice. And at least the final part, the smallest part, is to prepare for immediate purchase. So sadly, globally, most of the time, the users are not ready to buy directly from their phones. They're just look for early inspiration most of the time. And we need to keep in mind that having a lower conversion rate, aka conversion rate, could it mean that meaningful action divided by the total users we have. So having a lower conversion rate on mobile phones is usually something normal, and I'll talk a little bit later that we need to measure these conversion rates. And I think in next webinar, I'll share a good data studio report where you can monitor for your own website something, which is, for example, finding which is conversion rate for mobile and for desktop users. We have a question?
No.
Okay.
So people are excited about the next webinars as well. I just want to come in and tell that, guys, we'll be hosting some more value webinars soon on Google Data Studio, etc. topics. And Simeon is skilled in SEO as well, mainly technical SEO. That is his strongest part. So guys, you are in for an exciting value ahead in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for our webinars on our PitchGround page, and let's continue with this webinar with Simeon.
Okay. Yep. So basically, the users use the website and their phones for early inspiration, and they're still not ready 100% to buy immediately. So you just need to keep this in mind, that having a lower conversion rates on mobile is something normal. And there is also a coefficient which says what is the difference between the desktop conversions and mobile conversions. We'll talk a little bit later for this. So there is also ways to improve this, because if you get your mobile conversions closer to your desktop conversions, it is usually something good, because you see on this graphic that most of the time users are not coming to buy directly. So having a very close result is something good, but usually hard to achieve. So that could say that you have a perfect mobile version or responsive design. So it is hard to get it, but it is not impossible. So we come into the topic. What is mobile first? Mobile first is approach which Google's put in place maybe already 1 or 2 years, and it is actively in process, and all the websites which you currently add in, for example, Google Search Console or the Google bot by itself, it is by default the mobile bot. So Google use extensively the mobile bots for crawling your website. So here, the one of the biggest difference I want to talk about, because I see even the experience guys still don't know the difference between a responsive design and mobile version. So having a mobile version is totally separated version of your website. It is a subdomain in most of the time, or in a smaller amount of the time, it is just a page with prefix onto to your website, but most of the time it is a subdomain, and it is, like I said, a totally different version, and we need to perform different actions in order to mark up that we have a separate page, which is the main page, and we have a mobile page. They need to be connected with different tags, for example, canonical tags and alternate tags. They need to be connected. So having a mobile version by itself is something good, because you can very strictly optimize the cost for your mobile versions, because you will be sure that it will become only for mobile users. But it is something very hard to achieve properly. So most of the time, very big websites have mobile versions, because they have SEO specialists and so on. They know how to make it in order to work and not to lose ranking, because most of the time I see examples that if somebody release a mobile version which is not marked up with the special tags, it could get a drop into the traffic and so on. On the other hand, responsive design is the easiest part. So most of the teams you have already tested and you already see use responsive, because it is a little bit easier to integrate. It basically change the layout of the elements. The responsive version just reorder the elements and make them visible on better way, so they look nice, but some of them are just hidden. And for example, the page could be very heavy, but show just a few elements on that page. So it is crucial to have a good responsive version also. It's not so easy. But yeah, that's the difference. The first thing is most of the time separate subdomain and a separate, totally separated website. And the second one is the same website, but reordered elements for mobile users. And the mobile version is very important. Like I said, for Google bots, they crawl the website with mobile bots, which are by default most of the time. And you should always keep in your mind that if you track positions to your website, now it's not always the case that you need to track the desktop positions. You need to spend time, and most of the time you need to track the mobile position, because you could maybe know that for mobile we have a different positions. Your website could be at first place on desktop, but be on second or third place in mobile phones. So it is something you need to know about, that mobile positions are really important also. And like you could imagine, the user experience is helping to improving those positions. So for example, if you have a very slow website, and or you have a very bad responsive, or in worst case you don't have any responsive version, it is most probably that you have very bad positions for mobile. So you should, in all the cases, think about your mobile website and the representations on mobile phones and how Google see with their mobile bot. And yeah, let's talk about some good examples. Uh, I I'm sure that you see such examples almost every day. So when you're browsing with your phone, you take a look of websites which are totally not looking good. So for example, in the first case, you see a lot of things that show from the button. You see a message which is calling for installing a mobile application, which is something different that mobile version, and so on. It is the better on those examples, but it's getting worse. Like you can see, the second versions is something that's a website which has not good responsive version. Here you see the full footer with all the links and so on. If a users want to click to some specific link, he needs to zoom the specific place and so on. So it is very hard for them to navigate to such kind of example. On the third example, we have a very long list with options, which is hard to find what you are currently looking for. And in the last example, you have so much text for some of the policies, privacy policy or something like that, that you're not getting anything from the content. So I'm sure that you see similar examples all the time, and that could frustrate and make a bad experience to your users at all. And usually after the bad examples, we have a good examples. So for example, we could take a look of one website. We have a clear menu. We have everything needed in order to continue the purchase. And also we have a search which is visible and the user can use it, because using the website search is something very important. So for example, if you take a look of your analytics and compare the sessions with search with those with session without search, you'll notice that your most engaged users which perform the important actions to your website use the website search. Most of the time they use it. And the third thing is that they add a big red, in that case, buttons which help and navigate the users to the important action the website wants to achieve. So all of those actions, some of this action add a little bit in the improved interaction, and the combined effect is 49% mobile conversion improve. Here there is a little article. You have the slides and you can read about it, but there is coefficient, like I said, which is correlating the mobile conversions and the desktop conversions. And basically you will try to improve most of the time the mobile conversions in order to be similar to the desktop conversions. And that is, like I said, something good and something you need to think about how to improve your mobile representation of your website. So I hope you're not hungry, but yeah, it is the hamburger menu. Maybe most of you are already heard about this approach. So let's first take a look of the most tapped buttons on mobile. It is the product select, the navigation menu on the home page, search header, and this hamburger menu I already mentioned, and add to cart. So for sure, the most tapped buttons are the navigation buttons. So you need to consider to improve how they look and what they will give to your customer. So for example, the hamburger menu is something trendy maybe right now, but there is a way to improve it, because having all the time just the hamburger menu without anything else most of the times could be improved. That is need to be tested for every specific website. I know that it takes time, so there is a long process to add all those improvements in the front end, but those improvements most of the time is worth, so you need at least to try some of them. So for example, with this hamburger menu, I said In this example, adding just a few sign after under the menu saying menu improve in that case 61% the engagements to this menu. So something very little in terms of adding just a little sign or a little bit of text could improve the engagements. And like I said, the tool to test those approaches, there is a lot of tools, but the tool which I recommend and test in the past and currently is Google Optimize. It is something very easy to install, easy to learn maybe, and you can see all of your improvements in terms of experiments in your analytics account. So you use Google Analytics, they're connected because they're both tools coming from Google. So just a few texts could improve that conversions. So we set maybe once or two unique value proposition. It is good to set what is value propositions. That are clear statements you need to put on your website, which describe basically the benefit of your offer. So saying more globally, what the user will get getting to this website, or how you solve your customers' need basically. They need to appear at the front of your homepage most of the time, and they need to appear in your marketing slogans and marketing campaigns globally. So unique value propositions, you need to think about what are the unique value proposition for your business or website are, and add it in the very top place on your website. Here we are in quick tips for improvement of conversion. So we will get into the next one, which is show the important categories first. So it is good to have all the important categories if you have an online store, e-commerce, to have all the categories on the first screen. So you see on these examples that the user didn't scroll, but he already see, for example, those categories, those, and those. So if you have a different type of website, you could maybe put some links to the different, for example, blog categories or something, but the important categories you want to bring your customers to need to be at visible place on the front end page most of the time. The social proofs, I said in the beginning that we have the social proofs. It's a terming which is firstly announced in a book in the past, but the truth is that the people basically want to copy the action of the other people's. So if you have, for example, a good real testimonials on your website, it is most likely that the people will trust that the other people's already trust you, and it's most likely to trust to your brand and to make the conversions and to go to the next step in the funnel or what they are doing currently. So the social proofs are very important. That could be, like I said, testimonials to your website, but that could be brands which already use your product. So if you have some product, you could mention if you have big brands which are currently using your products, or if you are entrepreneur, you could list magazines which already write for you, or so and so on. So there is a different type of social proofs, but the main concept is that the people want to copy the other people behavior and they want to follow something. So most of the time the social proof works great. Something else is the menu. So you have a lot of elements and you need to think how those elements you can put in one place in order to be accessible for every customer. So you have the top elements like menu, location for physical stores, if you have such, logo, search bar, cart, and unique value proposition. And it is good practice to choose 5 to your which depending to your website, and put it on the top and see how it goes with the customer interaction. Most of the time it is very difficult to do so because it is related a big portion of design, because having all those elements in very small amount of place is challenging, but the effort is good to spend some time on this, and the result should be good. If you have a physical stores, it is good practice to have this location button, which basically show your customers where they could find your stores. Also, if you have, for example, a separate or different working times regarding the COVID situation, you need to mention that on every particular store you mention here on this physical location button. So it is good practice. If they are important to you, it is good practice to have such button somewhere in your website. So we talk a lot about mobile. It is true that mobile traffic is the most significant. It's depending on the niche. Some niches, it is even more significant, but desktop traffic is also something we need to think about. So what we need to do, analyzing our desktop visitors, we need to think about what we need to check. Maybe first, what are the landing pages? We could see all of those in analytics, and grabbing all these most visited pages, we need to check the interested peaks. So when basically the users focus their attention, there is tools to do so, like Yandex Metrica is some free tool which you can install to your website, and you can monitor all of those interest peaks. But you'll see that depending on the picture and basically the visuals you have on your website, the customers could send, let's say, their attention to different places. And most of the time we see that not all the time on desktop, the first screen they see is usually the most attentionate, let's say like that. So maybe the second part is grabbing more attention for the desktop versions, and you need to be sure that on this second part you have something really important to your business, onto your website. So for most of the site, for the desktop version, they have a good banner, but most of the time the users skip this banner if it is not grabbing attention, like the second example, and they directly scroll to the second part of the screen and so on. So it is good analysis to have when you have this or other installed tool. You need to take your most visited pages and to see how the users interact with them and what they're interested, focused in those pages. And when you see this behavior, you could think how you could positioning on that place is different, important to your business, slogans, or just text. We come into the website search. It is really important. Here I list a few points which you need to consider. You for sure, you don't need to underestimate it, because the users which are most engaged to your content use the website search. You should make it visible, because in most of the time it is hard to find the search. It's depending to different websites. In some of the websites the search is existing but it is hidden, so you need to think about a good place, for example in the header, a little icon for mobile, in order to be visible. Some of the time it's good to use automatic suggestion to apply a spelling correction. It is not always easy to do so, but it is a good idea if you have the resource to do so. And it is good practice if you have an online store, for example, to always return a result. It's not said that you have all the products that the user come in mind, but you at least try to show at least relevant products mostly close to this search he performed. And to keep searches and show previous searches is also something good you could implement. Is the search valuable? I put here two sentences for the UX blog and Baymart Institute. You could take a look when you have the presentation, but for sure, it is important to know that the search in your website is valuable. You could monitor with your eyes in Google Analytics how the users which use search are performing more conversions if you have the setup of everything. So the search is for sure valuable, and the searches in that area show that very clearly, and you can also verify with your analytics account. We said that we need to show the results if there is no search. Here is a little example how to do that. So in the first example, there is no results, and we said that no search, no products found. On the second example, we are still saying that there is no product found, but we show best sellers. For example, it is a quick win, so you could implement it. It is not something related with the user search in that example. It is just showing the best sellers, which could make the users go into those best sellers and perform some action after that. So it is a quick win you could implement if you have, for example, online store, or you can interpret for your specific website. So here is a little video for Google Analytics in real life. Let's start to see. Probably we will not go through the end. It is just 1 minute, but you could see it after. The key here is that you can think for your user is like a person who is in store, physical store. He looks for something and he cannot find it easily, and basically go to reception. And yeah, you could, I will not talk a little bit. And when it comes to advanced search, the things are going really crazy. So yeah, the idea is I think it is clear. The users need the search need to work on that way that the users want to find very fast and efficient. How we are with time? Everything good or not so good?
Absolutely. Everything's going on great. People have been watching in from the start. So, yes.
Okay.
Are you guys loving the webinar? Send us some hearts, guys. Come on. And how was the video regarding Google Analytics? We are discussing a lot of stuff, guys. Stay till the end, and we have a freebie as promised to you.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, we come into the something which is for evolutionary website redesign. Every website, some of the time, come into the redesign stage. So they want to redesign their current website and to improve it. And like we could see here, it is the thing that most of the times work like that. Here is the curve for the best website, like that. And we have your website, which is currently going forward, and it get the time to make the redesign, and they see, for example, the good examples and implement those things. So most of the time it is 5 years gap in order to get to this stage and to implement the new things. So it is the bad example maybe, and these things we need to improve it with adding the continuous design improvement. So basically not wait 5 years in order to follow the good website, but invest a little bit of your time to search for the good websites and do this in smaller amounts of time, not on 5 years gap, like the standard way the redesign works. So continuous design improvements is something very good, like a topic. And if you spend uh, every month 1 day to look to your niche or some related niche to see how the website are going, and to think about new tools you can add to your website in order to increase conversions. Because like I said in the beginning, having a traffic even from marketing campaigns like Facebook advertising and so on, it's not the crucial thing. The crucial thing for your business is most of the time the conversions your customers perform on your website. So you need to spend a time not only for getting new visitors, but in order to improve your design, in order to follow the new trends, and do that not in 5 years gap, like the normal way the website redesign works, but do that more frequently in order to have a good conversion rate. So that is the contrast between revolution and evolution. Continuous design improvement is the best way to improve your site redesign with the time. So the new age in UX is getting closer to your customers, let's say like that. So speech recognition is something very trendy currently. A lot of people, so for example, we could say, oh, good.
Yep, all good.
Okay, just to present again. So a lot of people, that reveals that a lot of people use these speech recognition tools in order to do their normal everyday tasks. So for example, this data which I'm talking about says that 60 million of people have smart speakers in their home, and they use such products almost every day. And 58% of the people have used voice search to look for something, even in for businesses, for places, and so on. And here it comes the question: why Google's and the big tech giants use speech recognition so frequently? And when the user is massively adopt this technology, why don't you install this technology into your website? And that is the born of the idea of VoxPow. And here we have a lot of new facts for this technology. 52% of voice assistant users use these features several times a day. So for example, the users who use this technology use it a lot. So that says this data here. So it is crucial, not crucial, but a good idea, let's say, to add this improvement to your website to test how they will interact to this new feature, because the trend is really big. The voice assistant are everywhere around us. The users use them, and they use it for everyday tasks. They use it for performing searches and for various tasks. So it is already in their life, but they're still not adopted this technology into the website. So it is currently not inside the website, but it is the new era, maybe, at least in my opinion, the new era in the UX, and adding this ability to your users. And like I said, this is the beginning and the idea of VoxPow. Basically, I said in the beginning, it is a tool which adds the speech recognition to your website, very easy. It performs also another different things like typing into text fields. If you remember the slide of the hard things to do on your website, the hardest thing when the users use 2 fingers is to perform a typing into forms. So we solve a little bit that problem, because we give the customers an advanced way of filling forms or text fields. So we are solving one of their problems and one of their most challenging tasks to do. And VoxPow also have a modules to track all of those. So you could see how exactly they speak to your website. So you'll see in form of plain text. You could see what comments they sent to your website. And on the top of that, there is a tool for sentiment analysis, which works for some languages, I think for the most popular currently, but it's also track how happy the customers are based on the search they perform. So you can track in your dashboard how exactly your customers are looking for and how happy they are regarding of the text they perform like search. So we have a lot of tools to measure those actions, and also we have a tool to send these events to Google Analytics. So you have also this data not in your dashboard only, but you have only also in Google Analytics if you choose this option. And we are in this slide. Should I continue, or we have some questions? Or
Awesome. So guys, before we head on to the live demo of VoxPow and show you how VoxPow works, do you have any questions regarding the presentation? You can leave them in the comment section down below, and we are happy to answer all the questions which you have regarding improving the user experience of your website. Guys, any question regarding improving your user experience of your blog, website, or any service that you're selling, or any product that you're selling, tell us in the comment section down below, and we will answer all your questions regarding user experience. So this is before we get on with the product demo. And Simeon, can we quickly show them the one pager which we're going to give them in this webinar?
yeah, for sure.
So that is the UX checklist which you will be getting in this webinar. The link would be shared down below, and all you have to do is just click it, download it, no email to enter, there's nothing to worry. This UX checklist, can you explain people about this UX checklist?
Yeah, for sure. So the links will be shared. And what we have here is, like I said, the three pillars: the attention, engagement, and action, and what you need to make of each step. So for example, to grabbing attention to the home and landing page, you need to have a clear call to actions about the fault. You need to have a clear value propositions, and so on. If you need to grab their engagement, you need to show a compressed menu on your navigation, and if you have a physical stores to add them, and so on. If you have the search on your website, which is highly recommended to have it, you need to show it on the right way, to use auto suggestion if you have the option for do this, and show the number of search results and so on. So basically it is the steps you need to take in consideration of every product page type you have on your website. So if you need to go to action page, you need to limit the exit paths to the checkouts and use validation, the right input type, and so on. So basically this checklist will be like your helper when you come to redesign or when you come to improve your conversion rates to your websites, and you just open it and see what are the good things to have. I could say that it's not 100% for every of those, but it is just for idea to test it, and always send some tests for those to see if it is really improve your situation. So to be sure that this is good.
Awesome. So before we head on to the live demo, can you show us the VoxPow website?
Yeah.
Awesome. So guys, before we head on to the live demo, are you excited about the freebie UX checklist that we're going to give you for free? If yes, then type the word freebie in the comment section down below. We are looking at all the comments. And before looking at all the comments, we want to give a huge shout out to Praveen Kumar, who's been sending us all the hearts from a long time. Thank you, Praveen. And we're also joined in by Josikar, Carlos, Subhan Sheikh, Ron, Georgios, thank you for joining in and sticking in this webinar and showing us all this love. But the webinar is not over yet because we have the demo of VoxPow planned for you. And you can watch this demo. You can see how easy it is to set up VoxPow for your website. So are you excited for the demo? But before that, I want to see the comments. Type in FREEBIEE. That's freebie in the comment section down below, and we'll give you the freebie link right away. So, guys, I can see all the comments coming in from different people. And yes, if you can stick till the end of the webinar, we'll also give you the freebie checklist as well. And you need not worry because we'll specially reach out to you if you didn't get the freebie checklist. You can reach out to us, me, or the PitchGround team or Simeon, and we'll give you the freebie checklist for free. So, Simeon, are you ready for the demo?
I think yes. We could give it a
Yes.
try. Okay.
So I guess the people are also ready for the demo, and we've been getting comments coming in called freebie. And can you tell me? Can you show me the quick link for the freebie?
Yeah. Here are the links for the presentations and do you see it clearly or to open it more?
I see it clearly.
Okay. Yeah, those are links to the presentation and also to the freebies.
Awesome, awesome. Guys, those are the links to grab. We'll give you the links by replying to your comments. So stay tuned for the demo that we have planned for you guys. Awesome. Let's get on with the demo.
Okay, yeah. So the website is voxpow.com, and when you come here, the first thing you need to make is a registration. It is very simple process. You basically need to enter your email and your password. I try to make it as easy as possible. You after that need to confirm your email, and you get to this screen you see right now. What is important here to know is are the trackers. So it is the key part in the VoxPow currently. I will show after that the profile and the API key, because we have API also. But the trackers are most important. If you come here, when you have the registration, you see all of your trackers, or you see a message that you don't have such. And we have filters and so on. If you have more more things to look for into the website. So creating new tracker is easy. It's from create new tracker. Here you need to enter your domain first and the language of the tracker, search message, type message, the theme, and the search URL of which your website use. So for example, we have here a WordPress demo because it is easier to show. For example, if we need to set up for this website, we need to enter the domain, not the full path, just the domain. For the search URL, it is basically the fallback which VoxPow will use to perform the searches. So it is basically the search URL of your website. And the question, most asked question, is how to look this URL. Basically, depending on your website, you can go here and type something, and you'll see what the URL your website is using for this search. So for example, in that case, it is something like that. It is a true for most of the WordPress websites. So basically the website slash question mark s equal, and that's it for this website. And you're ready to go with your new tracker. You first create it here, and you have it now created. That's the first step after registration, I mean. You can modify those messages here, and we have a lot of options. We have, I think, a good documentation for now. We have also a video sections when you can go into deep for every option. We also have good support, I believe, so we'll see how it goes with if everything will be fine. But I think it is good to have all information now on our website in videos and so on. So here we have a different options. You can choose which option is good for you. So you can use, for example, this option is to use voice typing in text and input fields. You can turn this off, but it is one of the most used options. And like you see in the presentations, it is the hardest thing for the users to use. And it is good practice to have this switched on. You can save the user searches. So for example, if the user performs some search or send some voice command, you can save that and monitor it in your dashboard. Remember, status option is if your tracker needs to be always open. So that means that if customers agree to use their microphone, your tracker will be all the time after that turn it on. So he will be very easy for him to navigate using this, but it is not all the time the best option. So I make it to be switchable. You can turn your trackers only in the mobile devices, and you can just with one click send the events to Google Analytics. You can also change the design of your tracker. Here we have predefined theme. You can take a look of them before choose the right one. And we have a custom design where you can implement a design which suits best your website, adding your colors, adding different paddings and so on in order to place the search whatever you want. I see it on some websites to be, for example, here or something, not because in our website is in the bottom left, but you can choose a different position even with the predefined themes, or even you can create your custom design with this button. And after that, the next step is the installation. So get installation code is a script which is similar to Google Analytics. That was my idea in the beginning. So you need to put this code in your body tag, and it is not dependent to any CMS, content management system, or any website type. So you can use it to different websites. So here it is very zoomed, but the code is not so big usually. And yeah, you put this in your body tag, and that's it. Your website turn into speech recognition, can hear what your customer is saying. So to be as easy as possible for the WordPress users, because you know that WordPress is the most used content management system. We make a WordPress module when you can take a look. It is VoxPow. There is no confusion here. You just need to find it and install it. I'll show how to set up in WordPress in order to be as easy as possible. But here we have all the information you need with some questions and so on. We have very simple module because basically I want to be as simple as possible and keep the control in the dashboard of VoxPow, not to be in WordPress, because generally our solution is not dependent to different content management system. And for example, if you open here, you know, for WordPress, you just need to add new plugin, search for VoxPow here. And when you find it, just install it. I said that it is just one result, so it will be not challenging to find it. We also rank for first place for speech recognition for website for WordPress. So it is, we are currently on the top place of that. And when you install it, you have here VoxPow in your website, and you just need to enter your tracker ID, which you can see here on your tracker page. The tracker ID is that one with VP and these numbers. You just need to copy this and just to open it, not here, but yeah, the voice tracker ID and the API key. So here for WordPress, you don't even need to install something in the body section. You just need to add our plugin and enter the voice tracker ID and the API key. So the next question probably should be where to find this API key. In your profile section, you can go to my profile, and see the API token, just tick this switch, and you need to copy this and put it in VoxPow API key, press save changes, and that's it. The tracker is installed. So the key here is to remember that there will no need to change anything after that in your WordPress. Here is as simple as possible. Just add here and do whatever you want, like changes in your trackers page. So when it is installed, for example, you see that when you go to a website, it is the website I show, you see the tracker here, and you can perform searches. And you see this website is not so optimized in terms of results, but jacket, and you see the results. And
Wow.
yeah,
Guys,
and
isn't that interesting? Now you have that small and cute little voice icon on at the bottom left of the website, and you just have to search like, hey, I need a jacket, or shall we perform another search, Simeon?
yeah, for sure. It is good because we talk about typing with voice. So let's go to here. It is a text field. It is important that we restrict that you cannot type passwords and so on. So you just need to be text field. And when you open, can we write with voice? And you see results.
Guys,
Now
as you
search.
see, it's happening in real time. You can type in with text. You can also search the whole website by using the voice search option at the bottom. Guys, how cool is that? Come on, leave an emoji down below in the comments. How cool is that, guys? You can add it to your website as well. And tonight, as we talk, the deal is live on PitchGround. You can go check it out. And if you have any options or any doubts regarding the deal, you can contact us, the PitchGround team or the VoxPow team. We are happy to answer any question do you have regarding VoxPow. And VoxPow isn't just limited to WordPress, but since majority of you guys have requested that the website you use is WordPress, we are showing the WordPress demo, but we have many other CMSs supported by VoxPow as well. Guys, we showed you how you can install VoxPow. It's very simple. You can perform the searches. You can just install the tracker, and that's there you go. That's how simple it is to have a voice search button on your website.
Yep. It is simple to install, and you have also the searches in your dashboard if you tick this. So for example, the search we perform, you can see that we have it here right now. If you have a strange result, so for example, you maybe mistake the language because you need, in order to work perfectly for the language the user speak, but most of the time it understands very well what your customer said. So it is pretty stable right now, and just need to be sure that you choose the right language. And you can see that, for example, we perform the search for jacket here, and you can see in your dashboard the user agent, aka the browser, which the users use and when it is performed. And what is also a good thing, that it is not limited for just commands and searches. You can also write a custom JavaScript and bring this into the voice search. So if you have a programmers, or you want to make this little JavaScript, you can do whatever you want to trigger this command. We have commands which are voice search and JavaScript action. So for example, if you have a pop-up or something like this, which can be triggered with voice, you can do that very easy. But it is a JavaScript action you need to uh, to implement in your website. So for example, here, if I said with good pronunciation, add to cart, it should be triggered the add to cart, not like this. Sorry, I used to use it on the old-fashioned way. Add to
Guys, we need
cart.
to use it in the new fashioned way.
Yeah, you need to choose the dialect and your in order to be understandable. But here we have a buy and add to cart command, which you can send to the JavaScript commands. And if the users said clearly, it is working perfectly. And some other thing, maybe we have the text analysis. So you have also the like I said, the NLP tool. So you see that you have every search and every word is assigned with a coefficient. So for example, how many points we have it, is it verb, pronoun, and conjunctive, and so on. It is neutral or positive or negative. You can see here this, and you can see the aggregate statistic. You can see the aggregate user search. One plan is to have it first installed, also for searches, only for searches, sorry, and to keep track what the searches will be of the users. And after that, when you see, for example, that we have repeating searches, you can, for example, we have add to cart 3 times, you can think about implementing a little JavaScript to perform this action, to adding to cart and checkout. So if I said good checkout, website
Let's
is
wait
really
for it to
slow.
load.
Yes, the website is slow here. It's still not loading, but usually if we set add to cart and checkout, we'll go through the whole process. So
Awesome.
we are, yeah, but this website dies. It is free WordPress hosting, and
Ah,
yeah, but we can give a try to our site also. So for example, here it is set up to open the blog section. So for example, speech recognition, and you go basically to the result. So you can adapt it to your website. If it is blog or it's online store, you can do whatever you want. Let's try. The website is alive.
yes.
Checkout, and we are at checkout page.
That's that was simple. You just the user had to just like click the button, say checkout, and then the product is you're almost in the checkout page. And that is amazing. Guys, if you're an e-commerce store owner, you need this product because it just makes the user's buyer journey so simple.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing it is that you can extend it without limits. So you can put a little code fragment. So to open pop-ups, to open whatever you want in just few lines, you just write this JavaScript function and you bind it to your website, to the VoxPow, and it works. So yeah, and you have the statistic of all those, which is good also.
Awesome.
Yeah. What else I can show you? You have all the searches, the aggregated searches. So a voice plan is, in my opinion, first good to add only the search. And after you are sure that you already have some data, you can take a look of the aggregated search, aka the repeating searches of your users, and make them like voice commands to make it like sending the voice to some meaningful action to your website. So there is a lot to extend and a lot to think how it will be bad for your customers, but it is a good basis. And something I want to mention is that, like I said in the beginning, the tool is at all new. So I will listen your feedback and your feature requests. So if you have ideas for features and something you want to add, something you think it is good, we'll talk about our team and we'll take the decision to implement it. So we will hear all your feedback and ideas.
Guys, we are all here. We want your feedback on improving the product. So, yes, we are all ears to any kind of feedback that you give us, and we will think of implementing it. Guys, this is amazing. You can add a voice search functionality to your website. The user can search add to cart or maybe say checkout and then directly check out the product. It directly goes into the checkout page, and that is amazing. It improves it. It's like it, it's like, the bio journey is like, instead of going from one page to another page to another page, it's just, hey, check out. And then the user just lands in your checkout page and fills his details and buys it. Guys, if you're an e-commerce store, this is a product that you need to have in your thing. We are getting a lot many questions right now. So let's take one question. So this question is asked by Soumya, and she says, does it work or change with the Asian accent?
Sorry, can you repeat? Does it?
Does it change with the Asian accent?
So it basically work with a small amount of accent. So it is not strictly dependent to one language. But for example, if you're talking about English, there is UK English and English, which is for USA. So you need to choose between those two. But for the other language, it should understand them good enough.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hope, Soumya, that answers your question. And guys, if you have any questions regarding VoxPow, this is the time. Leave us in the comments because we are here to answer all your questions. Guys, if you're having a website and if you're selling products or even services, this is a tool that you need right now, because adding a voice search, just imagine Google added voice search in 2011, right?
Yeah, something like this.
So if everyone's adding voice search, and in this era where we are living in the era of Alexas, we're living in the era of Google Home, etc., why not? Why not add a voice search functionality to your website, which can improve the user experience massively? And do you think it's costly? No, it's on a lifetime deal. Guys, this is a never before thing happening right now. You'll be the first person in having this functionality on your website, and the users would be amazed to see how simple it is for them to navigate around your website, to buy products around your website, to check out easily without any kind of hassles. Yes, Soumya says thank you. And do we have any more questions? Please keep them coming in. So, Simeon, are we done with the demo of this product?
We can go further. I think I can go further for at least 1 hour more, but yeah, maybe the important thing is already.
All right, all right. So, guys, before we end this webinar, of course, I remember the freebie. We would love to give you the freebie right now. Can you show us the freebie on the screen?
Yeah, just to
Yes.
open it. Here is a little portion of it. So yeah, the thing is that we try to make as good documentation as possible, but yeah, the freebie is like this. And if you ask where VoxPow is, so for example, we are on those engagement and action pillars. So we are, it is a tool for your engaged users, which is most likely to convert, and it will also help for grabbing attention, because your customers for sure will understand that this microphone is something which is trendy and it's something new, and they will be interested. So it is a cutting advanced against your competitors most of the time. So you could take of this tool in different angles and see how it will be for your specific case. And yeah, that's the freebie. Some of the common question is the browser compatibility. So basically, if it is not supported, because we use the core speech recognition libraries for the browser, we are not making some fancy stuffs. So we are using the core things the browser use. So we are not restricting the user's privacy or something. That's really important. But if the browser not support the speech recognition API, we just not show the tracker, so we will not mess your website or something like this. And yeah, synchronization with Google Analytics, it is pretty straightforward. Just tick the button and you see the events also with the searches in Google Analytics.
Awesome, guys. We have dropped the link for the freebie in the comment section, in the live video, in the watch party, etc. Wherever you're watching this from, we have dropped the link. All you have to do is click the link and grab your freebie for free without entering any kind of email, because as a thank you for watching this webinar and sticking till the end. Guys, we have so many webinars planned up for VoxPow regarding Google Analytics, for setup for your website, regarding Google Tag Manager, regarding technical SEO, and oh my goodness, we have so much value to give you guys. So, guys, we have all the checklist links given in the comment section below. If you didn't get any checklist links, don't worry. You can reach out to us anytime and we're going to give you the link. Yes. So, and by the way, if you have any kind of questions right now, before we end the webinar in the 1 minute, if you have any kind of questions regarding VoxPow, regarding user experience, any doubts, then we are here to answer your question. Guys, as of now, VoxPow is live. It's live on the PitchGround page. You can just log on to pitchground.com/products/VoxPow and get it on a lifetime deal. And I would highly suggest you to check it out, how it works, how it functions, etc. And if you have any kind of doubts, then yes, we are here to help you set up VoxPow for your website, help you show how VoxPow works and how powerful it is in improving conversions on your website. Yes. So let's wait for the questions. People are saying thanks for the webinar, and that's awesome. And people are tapping in the hearts. Guys, if you have got the freebie, tap in those hearts. We see those hearts. We love those hearts. And yes, I think let's call it a day, Simeon. How was the webinar with PitchGround?
It was great. It was great. It was good pleasure for me to share the knowledge and to meet more close your audience. So it was a good for me, good experience.
Awesome. I'm sure the viewers have got a ton of value. And guys, thank you so much for joining in for today's webinar. We have webinars planned tomorrow. We have webinars planned day after as well. Guys, we have webinars planned all week long, even the next weeks as well. And we want to give you a ton of value. So, guys, we're also doing a giveaway tomorrow in our webinar, special for only for webinar attendees. You gotta join that to win prizes. The prize, we're only gonna reveal it tomorrow. So stay tuned. And Simeon, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. I personally learned a lot about UX. I'm sure the people over there, PitchGrounders, the community, has learned a lot about user experience. Guys, you can grab this UX checklist in the comment section down below. It will be posted in the group. And if you have any doubts regarding VoxPow, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to the team VoxPow, and we are here to help you out. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you too for your time, guys.
See ya.
See ya.